All right, guys, what's up? Michael Edward here, head trader at True Trading Group. I'm coming to you guys with another live stream as I am off heading to the airport. Today was a nice day of trading. We're going to talk about mostly in this video about how to use stop losses properly, because there's a specific trade that I made early in the morning on KOD where I actually made a mistake, and it's something that I actually teach everyone not to do, and I ended up doing it myself. Other than that, I had a really good trade in 5. So I shorted 5 today after the morning bell push, and that turned out to be a really nice trade. We got short 5 at 125.20, and then rode it all the way down down to 121. So that was a really nice trade, so it was a nice day there, but it could have been a much better day had I not made the mistake that I made regarding the stop loss early in the morning on KOD. So before I get into that, as you guys are now aware, like I said in my last video, the Black Friday sale has ended, but I did do a free webinar that I want to let you guys know about. It's in my last video, my last live stream. You'll be able to see the link in that where you guys can click and register for the webinar. It is a webinar where I cover 5 key trading lessons that are guaranteed to make you a more profitable trader. So if you guys missed out on getting all of the courses and everything with the Black Friday sale, then take advantage of this webinar and come join me. It's totally free, guys. Just block out like an hour of your time. If you're interested in the webinar, just comment below and I will send you guys the link directly, just in case you missed the link from my previous video, and I'll put it in the description and everything later on for this video. Or like I said, just comment below and I will send you guys the link directly so you guys can join me for that webinar. Okay, again, totally free. 5 lessons I'm going to cover that'll guarantee to make you a more profitable trader. So as we get on kind of with the day here, before I get into the lesson on the stop losses, let's talk about the 5. Sorry about that, guys. I just lost internet there for a second. But like I said, we gapped up and pushed right into the teeth of that resistance, and then saw a big, strong, heavy rejection candle. And that was my signal that, okay, there's that aggressive selling pressure that I was expecting at that resistance point to get back above V. This trade short, and I shorted at 125.20, and we rode it all the way down to 121. So that was a really nice trade. But now let's get to the KOD, because today could have been I always teach everyone, especially new traders, is that you guys, when you're setting your stop loss, you should set your stop for a stop on quote, not a stop limit, which means when your stop loss is triggered, it automatically turns into a market sell order, not a limit sell order. This is important because in the event that you have a stock that goes down and triggers your stop loss, you want to make sure that you get out of that position. You don't want to mess around and try to dance around and try to get cute with your exit there. You want to get out, and you want to get out quickly. If you set a stop limit order at, let's say, you're long a stock at, let's say, $5 you're long, and your stop loss is at 475. If you set a stop limit order at 475, when the stock comes down and touches 475, your limit order, you're going to have a sell order at 475. But if the stock is now trading at 470, the stock now needs to come back up to 475 in order for you to sell your position. This can be problematic for a stock that is falling down lower quickly. You can end up having your stop loss trigger but never exiting the trade, and the stock can go to 460, 450, and so on, and you can end up getting very hurt. So what you want to do is, when you set your stop loss at 475, you want to set it a stop on quote, meaning once 475 triggers, it's a market order and you are guaranteed to get out of the position. That's what I mean by you don't want to try to get cute. I tried to get cute in KOD this morning. I was long KOD this morning. My stop loss was the $63 area. We got to the $63 area, and there was a large spread. KOD has a large spread. So at the time when we got down to my stop loss area, I didn't like the way the stock was reacting. It was not bouncing from this level. So I said, okay, I need to exit this position. Instead of just exiting the position right away and market ordering out of my position, I started throwing out limit orders to try to take advantage of the spread. I did not get filled. And by me sitting there with a limit order, and having the stock never come back up to fill my order, and it just actually moved lower, I ended up losing an extra like 35, 40 cents a share on my position. That hurt. All right, that hurt, and it put me in a hole right to start the day. And now as I'm short 5, and now 5 starts to work its way out, instead of that just being all profit, I'm making back some of the money that I lost on KOD, and it could have been a much smaller loss had I not messed around with the stop loss and I just exited the position with a market order instead of a limit order. This is a very important part of using stop losses when you're trading. I don't set physical stop losses, but if you're a new trader, I highly recommend that you do, because you really, if you're not going to set physical stops, you have to have the discipline to stick to your stop loss and exit the position when you're supposed to. A lot of traders that don't have that discipline, that don't set physical stops, the stock gets their stop loss area, they do not sell the position, and the stock moves lower against them, and they end up losing a lot more on the trade than they thought they were going to when they initially entered it. Do not let that happen to you. Another thing that I'll mention about talking about stop losses is the proper way to set your stop loss, as far as where does the stop loss belong. A lot of traders set their stop losses backwards, meaning you just arbitrarily, randomly pick a percentage that you're okay losing. So if you enter a trade, you're like, oh, you know what, I'm going to risk 5%, and you set your stop loss at 5%. That is the wrong way to set your stop loss. You need to set your stop loss based on the chart pattern that you are trading. If there's a specific support level and there's a specific pattern, you have to figure out where does your stop loss need to be based on that chart pattern. Then you calculate your position size so that you're risking a dollar amount that you're comfortable with. That is how you set your stop loss, not the other way around. You figure out your stop loss first, then you calculate your position size. You do not calculate your position size and then figure out your stop loss. All right, so let's say, for example, you're buying a stock at $5 and the support level is $4.80, and you say, okay, I need to set my stop loss at $4.75 or $4.70 to give it a little extra room underneath the support level so you don't get tailed out. So you calculate that, you say that's where my stop loss needs to be, and then you figure out your position size so that you're okay with that dollar amount risk. You need to go into every trade with a dollar amount that you're comfortable losing. If you're wrong, say that number is $500. If you're comfortable risking $500 on a trade, then you figure out, if I'm buying the stock at $5, my stop loss needs to be at $4.75. You then calculate your position size so that $5 down to $4.75 is a $500 loss. What you don't do is buy the stock at $5 and then say, okay, where would be a $500 loss? And maybe based on the position size you just bought, that is at $4.82. And you decide to arbitrarily, randomly pick $4.82 as your stop loss. The stock comes down, touches 482, you get stopped out, the 480 support level holds, the stock goes up, breaks through 5, and moves on to 550, and you're sitting there saying, oh my God, I can't believe it happened again. I got stopped out and the stock moved higher without me. It's because you're not setting the stop loss properly in the right place where it needs to be. All right? So setting stop losses and all of that, guys, is something that is covered in great detail in the courses that are available on the website that are included for free on a year membership to True Trading Group. All right, we just got done with the Black Friday sale, so now that 25% discount is over with. We're now back up to full price. All right. Yep. Sorry, guys. I keep losing my connection, so I do apologize. But yeah, comment below, and I'll send you guys the link directly where you can join me on that webinar. So, quick little lesson there, guys, on how to use stop losses properly. I hope this helps. I'm sure there's many of you that have been doing it wrong. And then don't make the mistake that I made this morning, because it cost me, and it could have been a much better day because I really nailed that 5 short. But I lost more than I thought I was going to, or I planned on, with the KOD trade. So could have been a much better day than it was, but live and you learn. So that's why I felt it was important to come on and talk about this lesson. I'll see you guys in chat tomorrow. We'll look to finish the week out strong. Take care, guys.